Greetings, young knowledge seeker. I am Lazarus Cain, lore master here at Candlekeep. It's good to have visitors here, though you have caught me at a rather busy time. A rare event has occurred. Adventurers have managed to return from the Demiplane of Burrow Fear, hitherto thought impossible task. What's that? What's a Demiplane? Well, it's, let's see here. Simply put, it's a pocket of reality that exists within our planar system. To properly explain these demiplanes, one must first understand the planes as a whole. The ground in which you stand on is only one of many worlds that exist in our great cosmos. The plane you and I reside upon is the prime material. If you think of the planes as a great wheel, it sits at the center. Some would say it's like a great tree, but don't trust those sages. They follow a false science, much like the nitwits in Dunbar, who think the world is inside a hollow ball. They call it the world access cosmology, pure nonsense. It's a wheel, trust me on that. But I digress. Where was I? Right. The planes. Our material plane is flanked by two others. What one would call parallel planes. These are the Feywild and the Shadowfell. These two planes are reflections of the prime material. Both planes overlap at places, allowing people to travel between them, oftentimes unwittingly. Beyond that, you have the inner planes, known as the elemental planes. I assume you understand what these are. Each of the four elements are represented here, with the plane of water being a vast ocean, and the plane of fire a burning wasteland, that sort of thing. In between these four elemental planes, we have 8 para-elemental planes, where 2 elements mix. And lastly, sort of like the bread on a sandwich, there is the positive and negative energy planes. Moving out from here, we have the planes that represent more philosophical concepts, such as good and evil, law and chaos. There are too many to describe at this point, as there are something like 12 core outer planes, but more akin to 50 plus outer planes. Going between the prime and outer planes is the Astral Plane, like a big sea of liquid nothingness, giving passage between these two planes of reality. Lastly, there is the Ethereal Plane. Each prime material is connected to the ethereal, and it connects the prime material to the inner planes. Now then, this is where things get rather interesting. In the astral plane, you have chunks of material floating, but you can't really create anything new in this space. Time does not really work that well either. In the outer planes, you would need ungodly power to carve out a niche. The outer planes are almost foundational building blocks of logic in our world, very hard to change. The ethereal plane, however, is more malleable, and in the deep ethereal there exists proto-matter, like big globs of creation material. A powerful wizard or demigod or something more otherworldly can form demiplanes out of this. Some of the first writings we have of demiplane exploration is from Netheril. In the Untitled Shadows, the palpable cohesion of formless corporeality, we see the first exploration into the demiplane of shadow, as well as the unlucky discovery of the demiplane of imprisonment. Demiplanes have wondrous powers and the ability to create almost anything. It is no wonder that the Netheril wizards sought to understand their workings. But we were speaking about Burrow Fear, yes? Burrow Fear exists in a demiplane that is in turn within the Shadowfell, and not the deep ethereal. A happenstance we can blame Shar for. The great demiplane, called the Demiplane of Dread, others would call it the Demiplane of Dread, mind you. Several lands exist inside the Demiplane of Dread, but much like the Demiplane of Imprisonment, we seldom see anyone returned from them. According to legend, Burrow Fear was a country that existed within the prime material plane, while others say it was a recreation of a place that once existed within the prime material plane. Some vile force transported it or used primal goo to recreate the domain. For what reason, no one truly knows. Now, before you go off searching for such planes, it is important to know that the ones that rule such planes have complete control over them. More or less. Since they were the ones that created that reality, they can mold the plane to suit any needs they may have. So, like with most planar travel, don't expect the same assumptions of time or space or even physics. That is, unless the individual designs their demiplane to follow such conventions. In any case, that's all for now. I have much work to do. These reports must be recorded and catalogued. If you wish to help, hand me that tome there. No, not that one. Third from the left. Yes, that's it. There we go. Good. Now, back to work. What's that? Perhaps later. I have so much that I want to teach you, but my work must come first. Praise be to Ogma.